wasn't expecting you so soon.
Oh, air travel is pretty fast these days, you know. You should know. We checked with Air France. You caught the 5 o'clock plane from Nice on Friday.
Oh, I didn't think you'd be so quick in finding out about the boat. It was foolish of me.
How did you know your wife was coming back to Paris?
I didn't.
But you followed her here.
No, you may think it naive, but I really did believe she'd gone to Saint-Tropez. But I had my own ideas as to why she was going. You see, she'd been changing. Quite recently, she'd become more secretive and extravagant, too. Suddenly clothes, jewelry. I'd have been blind not to guess there was someone.
Did your guess include who?
No.
You caught the 8 o'clock plane back to Nice on Saturday morning. Where were you in between? Thank you, no. You realize the construction that can be put on this, Doctor.
I know. I can't help you, Inspector.
Well, let me spell it out for you. You guessed the Saint-Tropez story was a lie. You knew your wife had a lover here in Paris. And after carefully laying an alibi for your own movements, you came back here to surprise her here in this apartment.
Oh, why didn't the concierge see me? She'd still be on duty.
Perhaps, like your wife, you moved silently. You both knew about the concierge and how to slip by without being noticed. You confronted your wife, knowing what the shock would do to her, and finished it off with digitalis.
I see it's quite a formidable case, but I assure you I didn't kill my wife, and I wasn't in this apartment.
Well, unless you can tell me where you were, Doctor, then...
I'm in a delicate position.
A very delicate position, Doctor.
All that talk about the office, all those little walks. I should have known. That didn't hurt. I suppose if I hadn't found that card in your pocket, I should never have known.
No, you wouldn't.
This young person you're expecting. I suppose you're still going to tell me that she's interviewing you for a magazine.
No.
I only hope Sergeant Luca doesn't find out what you've been up to, that's all. Well, this settles it. The day after tomorrow, we leave for Concarneau.
But
You'll be interested to know that I telephoned the doctor today, and he says you'll be able to travel.
Oh, did he? Good.
Yes, he also said you could have gone a week ago.
Oh.
Mademoiselle Chapuis?
Yes.
My husband's expecting you.
Thank you.
Please go in.
Hello, Inspector. I brought 2 notebooks and masses of pencils.
Well, you can leave them in the bag. We've been rumbled.
Oh. They've arrested Dr. Javet. I was watching and I saw them take him away in a big black car.
No, they haven't arrested him. They've invited him for a talk.
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? Then a minute later, another car drew up and they drove away the secretary. It's obvious they were in it together. Now, doesn't that prove I was right about Gilbert?
You know, you wouldn't do badly on a magazine at that. Come and sit down.
Oh, I can't stay. I've got to tell Gilbert.
Gilbert knows about it.
Who's told him?
Dr. Negrel.
Why did you bring us here? Because I think that there's something that you want to tell me. Something that she ought to hear.
What?
You know, you tell her. I think it ought to come from you.
Yes, you're right about me, Inspector. It's been on my conscience. Martine, I've deceived you. I never thought it was possible. I love you. But you see, she was there all the time, and then once or twice after surgery, I noticed the bedroom door was open. Accidentally, I thought.
When did it start?
Oh, I swear it was over before...
When?
A month ago. 6 weeks. The first time, it was a kind of madness, and then it was a kind of pity. You understand that?
You were there, weren't you? When she came back from Nice, you were waiting for her.
I wanted to finish. I told her before she went away that it had to finish. Then she rang me and said she was coming back to Paris. She said if I didn't meet her, she'd confess everything to Philippe. She didn't care what happened to her. She'd ruin me. So I was waiting for her in the surgery. It was about 6 o'clock, and I heard the bedroom door unlock, and I had it all prepared. I was going to tell her that this was the finish.
How was she dressed?
She was fully dressed. I didn't touch her. All I wanted was to finish. To finish. I said things to her that could kill her. She became frenzied, and then she...
And she collapsed.
Yes. I knew what to do. I went to the drug cabinet to get her an injection of sulfamil.
You found the drug in its usual place?
Yes?
Why was none found in the body?
Well, it's a minute dose. It's quick acting. It's discharged from the bloodstream in a few minutes.
When you gave her the injection, you were hurried. You panicked. You might have made a mistake. Could you have given her digitalis instead?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
That's enough for her. Martine, do you play chess? Well, if you don't, I'll teach you. Here's the checkerboard, Gaston. Leave Uncle's bottle. We're going to be here sometime.
What's happening?
Oh, statements. Everybody makes statements, and then they're all compared. Then the questions start, and you try to find out who's lying. Then more statements. And the first statements are compared with the second statements. Yeah? More questions. Sometimes it works.
You lied about the time you left the surgery.
Yes, but
You lied about the telephone call from Nice.
No,
You lied, until you were forced to admit the truth.
I'm telling it now.
Are you? Well, let's see. These are from the drug cabinet in the surgery. Sulfamil digitalis.
Yes, I told you I could have made a mistake.
A mistake? You, a doctor? Well, look at them, doctor. Even I can tell the difference. They're not very similar, are
I
they?
can't explain it. I was certain I gave her sulfamil.
I suggest you deliberately gave her the digitalis, knowing what it would do to her. Let me tell you what I think happened. You waited for Madame Jarvie for only one reason. You had an assignation with her. You made love to her,
No,
and as a
that's
result
not
of that,
true.
and for no other reason, she had a seizure. You went to the cabinet probably intending to get the sulfamil, but you saw the digitalis, and you saw a way of getting rid of a relationship that had become dangerous and burdensome. Wasn't that it? It was 1,000 to 1 her death to be taken as natural. Wasn't that the way it happened?
Now, observe the king. He's a very tricky piece. You think you've got him, but he has a very clever way of dodging into a safe square. As he thinks. But watch the knight.
This relationship with Antoinette Vidal, your secretary, did your wife know about it?
She was no fool.
So she knew.
You don't imagine we discussed it any more than I should talk over her affairs with her?
Which you say you knew about?
Yes, in principle, not the men involved.
Well, didn't you feel jealous of these unknowns?
No, that's partly why I took Antoinette, to give Eveline a sort of moral freedom to love as she chose.
So you seem to have told the newspapers. You have, in fact, been remarkably frank about your wife.
I mentioned Antoinette.
Yes, what you didn't mention was that you were living on your wife's money.
She helped to buy my practice, that's all.
She had a large fortune which she was spending, mainly on jewelry.
I told you she'd become extravagant. It was part of her need to live.
You weren't afraid that she was trying to realize all her money to keep it out of your hands?
Is that intended to be a question?
Yes. But frankly, Doctor, I didn't expect an answer. I find it incredible that you had no idea of what was happening between Negril and your wife, but it was happening under your very nose.
You may call it naive.
Or convenient.
I do not understand that.
Why did you come back to Paris?
I went